If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
All right, let's see. I believe there's something to read on this one as well.
She's Gone is the name of the song.
She's Gone. Steelheart is the name of the band. Steelheart is an American hard rock metal band that was also formed in 1989 by Croatian-American vocalist... Oh, say this guy's name or person's name.
Miljenko Matjevic.
And guitarist Chris Rizala.
I'm probably butchering that name.
I'm sure you did better than I would have. Under the name Red Alert, but changed their name after landing a record deal. Their self-titled debut record is still considered to be one of the best rock metal albums ever made. This, they released... Oh, sorry, guys. This is from your DJ. DJ Nick.
DJ Nick in the house, y'all.
They released one more studio album, Tangled in Rains, in 1992 and proceeded with a U.S. tour. However, during one of their final shows of the tour, Millie was involved in a serious accident when he tried to climb a lightning truss that was improperly secured, started wobbling, and he ran to get out of the way, but was struck on the back of his head as the fixture fell, knocking him face first into the stage. He suffered a broken nose, broken cheekbone, broken jaw, a twisted spine, and temporary severe memory loss. He somehow found the strength to walk off the stage under his own power before going to the hospital. He spent the next 4 years rehabilitating his body and mind while the rest of the band broke up and reformed the band with a new lineup and They broke up and they reformed the band with a new lineup and still performs to this day. Wow, they broke up and then reformed the band.
Reformed, yeah.
That's crazy. That's
is he still singing though?
I don't know.
What's the dude's
Millie.
So is Millie still in the band?
Jeez.
Yikes. All right. It's not the rapture. We're still here. Let's celebrate.
Crazy.
Dude, we should be celebrating. I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I was like, I could do a rapture right now.
I know.
Especially all the UFO shit.
Yeah.
Like, that would get everybody so excited.
Like that, yeah.
Everybody would be so excited. Like, oh, we know what's going to happen. is we're going to get raptured, but they're going to say it's a UFO. That's what they're doing. And then another UFO is going to come down. It's going to be Carpathian. We get the entire thing figured out.
Yeah, that's so true. They should make another film.
I tell you, I saw a thing one time where the guy explained, like, you'll never see the rapture this way ever again. So the guy started doing that, started scrolling down. And then it had, like, that 1999, like, very pixelated, like, UFO coming down, like 8-bit UFO coming down and then zapping people.
Yeah.
And I just turned off. I was like,
really?
Dumb.
You like,
ridiculous.
How many years ago was that?
That was before I married Homegirl, so.
Wow, it's been a while. Okay. Dude, I want to get kidnapped by the UFO. That was not me. That was River.
Hey, Mr. Demon Alien guy. All right, here we go. Here we go, guys.
And yes, they said he's still singing.
Okay, so he's still in the band. Okay,
That's crazy.
shout out to
I thought he was gonna die, so I was very glad to see he
still
lived
has a
4
crazy
years?
vocal range at almost 60 years
That's
old.
insane.
Holy schmagoli. All right, here we go. She's Gone, Steelheart. Let's do it. Uh-oh. I think this is a relationship song, dude.
Could be. Might be. You know I hate those.
Ooh. Ooh.
She's gone out of my life. I was wrong. I'm to blame. I was so untrue. I can live without love.
I love it when they do that with the drums.
There's just an empty space. All my dreams are lost. I'm wasting away. Forgive me, girl. Won't you save me? My heart belongs to you. Lady, can you forgive me for all I've done to you? Lady, oh she's gone out of my life. Oh, she's gone. I find it so hard to go on. I really miss that girl, my love. Come back into my arms. I'm so alone. I'm begging you. I'm down on my knees. Forgive me,
Yes.
won't you save me? My heart belongs to you. Lady, can you forgive me for all I've done to you? Lady, oh
Wow.
that's perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah.
And he had the solo right as he hit that crescendo.
Yeah.
Jesus, bro. Oh, you've let that resonate. Okay.
Our Amazon account is up and running now. We are selling our formula officially. It's amazing stuff from Europe.
Made in Germany. Sold in America.
Highest standards there are. In America, the standards haven't been updated since 1980. It's super weird, like older than me. In Europe, they update safety standards basically every year. This formula is top notch, great for the stomach, great for constipation. This is a great product. If you happen to want to purchase it and join us on our journey, then grab the link in the description. If you do and leave a review for us, send me a screenshot at vinandsori@gmail.com of your review after you have received the product. We will put your name in a hat. Song reviews are going to come out by some of the people that have left reviews. Don't forget to send us a screenshot of your review once you get the product. Now a word from our mascot dressed as a pirate, Fuji.
Ah! It's a deal of a deal.
Okay, brother minister.
Wow. Shoot.
Okay, brother minister.
Shoot.
All right, so I
That's-
think that was a relationship song.
Might have been. It might have been. Yeah, so basically the dude was untrue, he says, and so she left him. The relationship's over, but he
Yeah.
still misses her and wants her to come back
And forgive it.
and forgive him. Yeah.
Ben said something like, this self-flagellating wank is impossible to relate to. This guy would be an insufferable prick in person. Why? Because he's taking accountability for his actions? I don't think that's self-flagellation. I mean, the guy, like he did the deed, bro. Like, you know, he's a rock star. He fell into the rock star shit. He loves Shorty, but you know, what is it? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah,
man.
I never used to think that that could happen. Like, that
What?
somebody could actually, like, you could love somebody and then do something like that. You said in one of the last, like, 2 reviews, like, there are some things, like, that people would do, but you're like, yeah, you're not going to believe this story, but, like, they could still love the person. And I, like, rolled my eyes about it, but I've been thinking about it ever since, and I'm like, I do think that it's true. I think that people can do things whilst loving someone, but I think that, you had, like, more of, like, the truest love? No, I don't think so. Because I don't think you do that when you have the truest love.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, how can flawed people have like completely
Hey, close
true
that door.
love? Okay, never bring the phone in the bathroom with you. Hey, look at what you're doing. Leave the phone out here. Okay? Do your business. Put it on the bed.
That's fine right there.
Yeah, that's fine right there.
Thank you.
And go handle your business. Appreciate you. Hey, that's actually better light at this point. It's just that
The noise.
the noise
Yeah.
again. Yeah. So like, if people are flawed, then what are you talking about? Like, deep is true. Like, are you talking like what does that mean?
I think more of like the loyalty and singular love towards someone that you would remain true to that person. like that. Like, I think that you cannot have that type of love if you go with somebody else in the relationship.
By definition.
Right.
Right.
So that's how I'm defining like the truest. But I do think that you could love somebody and they could be your like number one, but you, like you said, the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. Like, it could be that you have a particular weakness over in that area, and do you think that when people have situations like that it just happened, or do you think that there was like a million smaller decisions that they made that weakened them to that point for when that happened, it happened?
I mean, I think obviously every individual is different. I just think the rock star lifestyle is so abnormal that it creates a certain kind of lifestyle. You know, especially a big band like this. You know, especially I'm assuming these guys were very big in the '80s. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
They
Yeah,
got that sound.
Definitely sounded.
So
like,
it's like you're a super talented individual. You got, you know, and it's a weird schedule. You keep weird hours. You don't go to work until 9:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You're in towns you don't know, whatever. Like,
and people are throwing themselves at you.
So I don't think in this kind of special circumstance there needs to be a lot of analysis as to how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
The analysis would probably be for the guys who don't do that on the road.
Agree.
Like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, 100%.
So, but it does speak to obviously the universal principle of like, what would I tell my daughter? Like, I was listening to this dude. He was one of these Chicago dudes, and he's got 4 girls, right? And so dude was like, he was talking about being a girl dad. He said, what would you do? So the interviewer kind of like gave him like a softball. He said, what would you do if somebody put their hands on your daughter? And this is a Chicago dude. I mean, he's hurt. He's hurt. He's killed people, this guy. He's a hard dude, right? So
I washed my hands with soap and I'm trying to turn off the water.
good job, little bro. Good job. Come around this way. Make sure you don't bump into the camera. What was he doing? Was he playing this game?
Yeah, but it goes to those there.
Ball game.
Just take this. Just take that. So he's got 4 daughters. And
He's got 4 daughters. So dude was like, what would happen if
Yeah.
somebody put their hands... So I'm like expecting him to be like, oh. But he said, I would have to talk to him and see what happened. And I was like, what? And he was like, he got into it with his girl one time. And I guess he hit her or whatever. And then obviously the dad showed up. But he said the dad didn't show up on any gang shit. The dad was just like, all right, explain to me what happened, yada, yada, yada. Now, I think the dynamic, like me personally, like, I don't care what she did. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to shoot you. I'm not going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you're going to know that was a mistake. You see what I'm saying? But, so I think that that's too far. But for me, like, that question, like, if you've got a married daughter, she's got, let's say, 2 kids with dude. They have a basically decent relationship. They go through a dry spell. He does some dumb shit. He comes back and writes a song like this. He's sincere. Girl comes to us and says, what do I do? My instinct is to say, man, it's over with. Like, forget that guy. You're beautiful. You're incredibly smart. Blah, blah, blah. Drop that dude. You got more money than him anyway. You don't need him. Go, you know what I'm saying? But like now I'm like, well, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the things that we observe, you know what I mean? Where like I'm in a real strange place right now. Like I'm in a very strange place as far as like some of the things I observe. Even virtually being on the other side of it, like virtually not in a real way, but like in a this how, you know what I'm saying? Being like, is this going to be the sum total of the entire relationship? What would happen if our daughter had this circumstance? What would I tell her to do? And I'm like, yo, I know what I would tell her to do. I'm like, holy shit, I'd have been dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it becomes a lot more complicated. It becomes really complicated. Like, because I look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. Jay-Z went into, like, deep counseling after that whole situation happened.
He did?
Yeah. And Beyonce made a whole record about it, an angry record about it.
Yeah.
Jay made a record, like, addressing it, apologetic. And it seems that
pretty cool.
it seems that they were able to move on in a healthy way.
Yep.
And Jay especially seems like I grew up with Jay-Z, so like I've watched dude evolve. He's always been intelligent, but he's never really been deep. And so like it
deepened him.
It seems that he's evolved as a person. Like he's talking about his mom. He's talking about like there's a lot of things where like he's clearly been enlightened with about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's interesting.
So I'm like, so it's like, okay, Orion, you can't do that. Stay over there, stay over there. So I'm like, okay, I would have showed up with my hell no, leave him, blah, blah. But like, would that have been the best for her though? And it's like, she's Beyonce. She's almost a billionaire herself. Like, and she's a bigger star than Jay is. I mean, if she's going to pull more numbers. She's going to pull more numbers than Jay's going to pull on a live show or whatever. So it's like, she had everything. She was empowered, blah, blah, blah. But she didn't call that play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It looks like they're really good. It looks like there's an element of like, it's not the same. It can never be the same after that kind of a violation. But then there's another side where it looks like they're deeper than that, though. Like the love was like here and it was like on fire. Then that situation happened. Yeah. And so like that's always gonna follow you. But like where they're at now is like deeper to like encompass all.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the kind of maturity where it's like I don't know what now it makes things a lot more complicated for me because now I'm like I don't know what I would say. Mm-hmm. Whereas like I had these lines in my head about like what I would have said. Mm-hmm. How I would have handled it, what I would have told my daughter. And now, like, there's a lot of stuff that's up in the air, you know? Like, there's so many factors you have to think about. You can't just say, oh, if he did that, then you're out of there. Like, okay, if she's 19 and there's no kids involved or whatever, and she knows the guy for 6 months, sure. That's what I would say.
One thing, yeah.
But if she's 23 with a kid and a half.
It's just...
And dude is genuinely a good guy...
I think that's the thing. Like
I don't know
if something happens in a relationship and then a person is actually really repentant, like meaning they really want to change, they don't want to go back to that. And so you said like Jay-Z, he went into some deep counseling to figure out what is going on with you.
He did, yeah.
Why did you do that? You know, like because. I mean, he's married to Beyonce, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Like everybody would be like, "How could this have even happened?" So. You know what I mean?
Beyonce is no story, but yeah, I see what you're saying. No, I mean, objectively, she's not, but go ahead.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in that situation, then the person digs deep and figures out what's going on.
You think Beyonce looks like you when she wakes up in the morning? You think Beyonce looks like you look when you wake up in the morning?
Well, I can't remember what she looked like when she wakes up in the morning. Ridiculous. I think there's a picture online. I don't know.
Ridiculous. Go ahead, continue.
Anyway, so, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so I agree. That's actually something, it's interesting that you have been thinking about that lately, because so have I. And that was kind of the conclusion that I came to, was that, like, because I just started thinking about, like, all kinds of different relationships that I've seen, like, from, like, as young as everything's a relationship song to me. Relationships have always been important to me. Yeah. And so for my entire life, I've watched people's relationships. And I'm like, I wonder if it seemed to me, like from this vantage point, like I could be completely wrong, that people went through difficulties and there's like if you don't go deeper than that thing, like by getting the therapy and go deeper than it, then people try to ride through it because they don't know how to get on top of it. So they ride through it and then they distance themselves from each other. And then they're like together for the kids, or they're just, trying to make stuff. Maybe they're together for the neighbors because they don't want people to know that they've, whatever has happened in their relationship. They don't want to be ashamed or whatever. Like, yeah, so I think that there's, but yeah, I was like, I wonder if and I thought of that. I thought if you're a sinner and I'm a sinner, then the chances of one or both of us doing something that's like, wow, what in the world, But then it's like, can you get beneath that? Like, is that possible? Like, what if Vin came to me and said X, Y, and Z thing? Like, could I get beneath that and be like, okay, like that happened. Like well, what did I expect? You're a sinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, so but again, it's one of those things. Like, is the person trying to get better though? Or are they just going to keep dragging you through that situation? Like, if our daughters were in a situation like that and the guy wasn't trying to change, then yeah, I don't think that they should get, mentally, emotionally, and whatever abused going through the motions with this person when they have no intention of changing.
Yeah, it just makes life a lot more complicated for sure. The moral of the story is, like, keep it in your pants, man. You won't have to deal with these existential issues. What'd you give the song? This guy vocally was incredible. Mm-hmm. Like, he got to, like, some sort of
and
third
it was like
gear.
An 80s sound to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the drum.
He got to some sort of third gear vocally where I'm like, damn, man. Like,
oh, yeah, when you got
point
some
where, like,
high.
a lot of 80s metal kind of sounds the
It
same.
does. That's what I was going to say.
But, like, it's still, like, holy shit, the talent with these people. Like,
Right.
Like, people say, like, it was superficial, 80s metal. Like, okay, fine. But, like, vocally and guitar-wise and musicianship-wise, like, you had to be up there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, the talent, like the talent,
and they had to hit
high octaves, yeah.
I feel like they hit notes like that live also with less like tuning stuff that we have now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of them, when you hear them live, you're like, wow, they sound good.
A lot of it is technology,
Where
yeah.
now, like, if there's more modern ones, you're like, wait, yeah, they didn't they didn't come through like that.
There was that band where they were hitting the thing on the ground like that, and I said, you notice it doesn't change a thing in the song.
They didn't know they were sliding the guitar on the air.
Sliding guitar in the air. I was like, you notice how it doesn't change?
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything with the song. Like, I don't know how that band got famous, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shout out.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
Now, what do you get the song?
Well, I was gonna say the same thing, that this song had like a very, like, I feel like we've heard that before because that 80s sound to it, but at the same time it's still a classic sound. I love it, and I like the vibe that it puts off. Plus, the 80s, they were good years, I guess. I'm gonna give this one a 9.7.
Okay, lyrically, this is pretty thin to me. Like, I feel like I understood the entire song, the first two verses.
True.
And there was really nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I would have liked an extra verse with a little bit more verbiage, but, like, he understood that the chorus was beautiful. This would have got a much lower score had it not been for the fact that he hit that he got to that next level on the last.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
On that last iteration, he really was like, "Hey, Rob Halford, like, I'm knocking on the door." Like,
yeah, exactly.
He that really does separate. I still think Halford's probably going to be the king of that to me. That's probably not logical. It's probably more emotional. Because Halford, like, there's a whole story with us at Halford.
Yeah.
But, like,
oh, yeah, you're probably right.
But, like...
That's so interesting, because I felt like, yeah.
Yeah, like,
okay.
He took that, he was knocking on the door, Hal. I'm not going to say, like, but he was knocking on the door. On top of that, the solo was incredible. Ben Webb gives it a 5. I give it a 9.2. I give it a 9.2.
Did I already score it?
You gave it like a 9.7 or something like that. What did you give it?
I'm going with a 9 point. I'm going to go with a 9.4.
Okay, 9.4. There you have it, dear listener. We come back on the other side.
No, I give it a 9.6. I'm sorry.
She gave it a 9.6. Okay, 9.6.
Apologies. We'll be right back.
There's this band named Ghost. I don't know if you heard of them.
I don't know them.
They're coming up next. Commercial break. We'll be right back. What's up, Caged on the Inside? Interesting name. We shall return.